So the International Radio Festival is all about celebrating music radio, the most consumed medium in the world.
Absolutely.
And it's a platform for like-minded radio makers to meet each other, to network, to knowledge share, and to find out how other countries make radio, the most important thing really. And I've got Joe D'Angelo with me here from iBiquity, who have a very interesting product called HD Radio. And these guys have managed to help us make contact with Greater Media, which is a pretty decent-sized radio network, family-owned business.
Yep.
The East Coast and Midwest.
That's right.
Yeah?
Yep.
And one of the highlights of the festival is, thanks to these guys, that the whole festival from 8 o'clock this morning,
Yep.
8 o'clock this morning,
until
the bitter end, 5, 6 p.m. on Sunday, live, non-stop, across America. Amazing.
Yep.
Well, first of all, thank you very much.
Our pleasure.
It's great to have you on board. We met some time ago and our conversations have come to great fruition. But what I'd like for our viewers and our listeners is if you could perhaps explain a bit, because we're in Europe here and HD radio is still...
It's not yet.
It's in the States. It's
Yeah.
a long way across the pond.
Yep.
So maybe you can tell us a bit about what is HD radio, and especially from the automotive side of things. Off you go.
Yeah,
Joe.
I'm happy to. So HD radio is the AM and FM digital radio standard in the US. And the most exciting thing about HD as it relates to bringing new content to their audience is it allows new channels to be launched without new spectrum. So a radio station can now go digital and add 2, 3, 4 new audio channels. And Greater Media has been a great partner of ours. They were one of the first companies to launch with HD radio. They have great markets, great radio stations within Philadelphia, Boston, Detroit, pretty significant markets. And they just were so invested in creating new formats, new radio stations around this technology, that when we brought them this opportunity for the festival, they just jumped all over it. And I've been in touch with their management and their engineering staff this morning. They're up and running, they're listening to it. They all wish they knew German so they could understand what was going on. But they are really excited about bringing this international radio festival back to the US and using our technology to bring it to their audience. It's great stuff.
Hey, it's amazing. Amazing story for us, of course. Very important for the festival to get it everywhere in all 4 corners of the world, because we've got radios from as far as Singapore and Ghana, South America, Brazil.
Yeah, we're not there yet. Brazil, we're trying.
Okay, well, it's right on your doorstep compared to here. Australia, of course, but also, guys from Germany, from the UK, from Spain, from Finland, Helsinki, and the like. And what would be interesting to know is that about from the automotive point of view, because actually cars is the last bastion where you can actually listen to music.
Yeah.
At home you can't hear your mother shouting to your neighbours, or your partner, depending on your musical taste, of course.
Right.
But your car is your own audio environment, isn't it? It's audio heaven.
It is. The car is critical in the U.S. market for radio stations. Car represents probably 40 to 50% of radio listening in the U.S. now. And broadcast radio still has a dominant position in the dash, even though you see a lot of these IP services coming in. And we really have our best partnership in the automotive industry here within Europe. BMW was the first automotive manufacturer to launch with HD radio technology. Volvo was the first one to go standard. So we really, really do have some supportive companies here in the U.S. Here in Europe. And Mini was, I think, the second automotive manufacturer to go standard with HD radio. So for them to be here as a sponsor, using our technology in the U.S., it's just a great tie-in. And we're continuing to innovate how we bring new services into the car, taking advantage of new technologies, bigger screens, to really make radio a richer, more interactive, more multimedia experience.
So tell me, I was going to ask you guys have got the finger on the button. I was going to say, where in Europe, which cars are available with HD radio, and could you actually already receive that here?
Actually, unfortunately, cars are manufactured more for geographic areas,
local markets,
but what we are seeing is the car manufacturers integrating all digital radio standards into a common platform. So you'll see us collaborating with DAB broadcasters in the UK, for example, to define common services that once you get into a BMW, it doesn't matter whether you're listening to HD radio, DAB, or standard FM, you're going to get a really good, high quality, rich fidelity radio experience.
No doubt about that. I mean, supposing I've just bought the latest BMW and it's only the next series that's going to get HD radio. Is it easy to upgrade? I mean, is that...
It's a little more challenging with the factory installed, but we are available now in over 150 different vehicles in the U.S. So what you see in North America is HD radio really becoming the standard for products shipped to Canada, U.S., Mexico, and now into Central and South America. So Europe, we have a ways to go, but at least in the Western Hemisphere, we're doing okay.
Okay. Now, it's all about content. That's what the International Radio Festival is all about, content, celebrating music radio, and of course, the programming thereof. If you had, and considering that, of course, that radio is accounting for 40% of radio consumption in the States, I don't think it's probably much different here.
Yeah.
Plus minus a bit.
Yep.
Where there's cars, there's going to be radio, one way or another. What would you say to the radio makers out there? Is there anything else they could be doing that's specifically kind of tuned in for cars? From programming, from a programming point of view?
I think what we're seeing...
More hard rock, so you go fast, or any classical music, so you take it easy?
I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be it. I think, the standard formats are pretty well satisfied in the U.S. I think what you're seeing, though, unfortunately, because programmers were constantly going to the least common denominator, trying to build the biggest audience, spinning the top 40 or classic rock, that the niche formats were missed out in many markets. For example, New York, a major market, we don't have a country music station. We do now because of HD radio. They're able to add that in. So I think you have to take the opportunity with technology to serve markets with better programmed content that's not necessarily just geared towards the mass audience. You do have audiences out there. You can reach them with great programming. And now you have a technology platform that will make that affordable. That's really the opportunity.
That's what very interesting you said, because it is all about niche. And niche always sounds like only 3 people, kind of participating, whatever it may be. It's not at all. It's just not the masses. And of course, the more you try to make people the same, the more they want to be different. And we also think really that that's the way forward. Niche programs, to listen to it when you want and how you want. That's what it's all about, really, isn't it?
Yep, I couldn't agree more.
For all the radio makers out there, start making your programs nice and slim and thick with beautiful, creamy content for car listening.
Couldn't agree more.
Joe, thanks
Brilliant.
a lot.
Thank you.
Thanks for iBiquity and HD. And Greater Media.